slipped around the house into the warm basement. Surely there were people who wanted a little boy, and if they wanted one badly enough, they might have Cripplefoot. But how did one find those people? And suddenly, an idea was born. He would make a sign and put it down by the gate. From the kindling pile, he selected a short stake and a board which he clumsily nailed together. Then on the shelf, he found Pop's clean paintbrushes and a can of yellow paint. But what could he say that would be just right? Finally, he dipped his brush in the paint and carefully printed, "Wanted. Home where a cripple would be welcome." Trembling with excitement, Danny hobbled to the gate and pushed the sign into the wet side, down by the bush. At dinner, Danny was so busy with his handkerchief that he forgot to use his napkin, and Mama had to remind him. And then Pop filled his plate too full. The food wouldn't stand the fork. His hand trembled so. Finally, he just laid it down, staring miserably into space. "Danny, sit up and eat your dinner." I can't. I'm too full. Mama, may I go to bed?" "For goodness sakes, yes. And with that cold, you're better off in bed anyway." "Good night, Mama." "No, don't come close. I won't kiss you tonight. I don't want to catch that cold." "Oh, well, good night. Pop, do you kiss me?" "No, young man, I am not about to kiss little boys who leave my paintbrushes all over the basement floor." "Oh, did I do that? I'm sorry, Pop. I guess I just can't remember good today. Well, just good night then." Danny put on his little striped pajamas and sat down on the floor by the open window. A tear slid down his hot cheeks. "It'll be hard to leave Mama and the baby. Gee, the little feet are just perfect. I guess that's why Pop and Mama look at him so much. They didn't like to look at my feet when I was a baby." When Howard entered the library after dinner, he stepped on the Red Lieutenant, turning his ankle sharply. "Darn it, Hazel! Some more of that boy's carelessness. Why don't you teach him to pick up his playthings?" He turned to the radio. "Well, maybe we're a trifle hard on little Tyke. He wasn't feeling well. I guess I'll go look in and see if he's asleep." But even before Howard opened the door, he could hear Danny's hoarse breathing. He sprang across the room, gathering the little boy in his arms, hot waves of remorse sweeping over him. Hours later, he tiptoed down the hall to Danny's room. A white-capped nurse met him at the door. How does he seem now?" "I'm sorry, he's very, very ill. Both lungs are involved." "May I see him?" "Yes, you may." As Howard bent over the bed, Danny raised fever-bright eyes. Don't make me go. I'm too tired." "I don't want you to go anywhere, Danny." Yes, you do. You don't want me, and Mama don't want me." "Danny, hush, you mustn't talk like that. Aunt Kate said that you didn't want a little boy with a crippled foot. And my little lieutenant's got a crippled foot. I didn't put him in the back ranks." "Danny, Pop, has anyone asked about me?" "Asked about you? Why, of course, everyone's so sorry you're ill." "No, I mean about my advertisement down by the bush. I'm too tired to talk more now." 10 minutes later, Howard stood by the bush, his eyes glued to the tiny Rain Streak sign, but still loved. Later, Howard knelt by Danny's bedside. "Listen, Danny, the man found your sign. He wants a boy just like you. He hasn't been a very good man, but he promises to be different." "Pop, does he live very far? Can I see you and Mama and the baby sometimes? What's his name, Pop?" "Howard Morris." "Pop, you? Why, of course. Did you think we'd give our little boy to anyone else?" Does Mom want me too?" "More than anything in the world. We all want you." Danny smiled wanly as he closed tired eyes. "Gee, Dad, now I know how good my lame lieutenant felt when I left him in the front ranks. We were buddies. And now you can be our buddy too."
Tradition has it that on 8/14, Ludwig the Pious with his knights and dogs assembled for a day of hunting. Everyone was eager to get started and waited impatiently while a priest asked God's blessing on the enterprise. As soon as the amen was pronounced, the party dashed off without partaking of the holy bread and wine. The following day, a rose bush was discovered covering the sacramental elements. It grew miraculously, and Ludwig ordered a church to be built near it. On March 22, 1945, when Hildesheim was bombed, the cathedral fell into flames, and the rose branches were destroyed, but the roots were unharmed. And then, in June 1946, the bush produced new leaves and blooms. There is a local tradition to the effect that as long as the rose bush exists, so will the city of Hildesheim. While many may not be familiar with the story of the miraculous rose bush, many are familiar with the rose. It has many special meanings and roles in today's society. Today we'll talk about the history of the rose, the ways to produce and care for a rose, and the language of rose. To begin with, there are many contradictions to how the rose came about. According to the book, The Language of Flowers, the rose is the flower of love. It is created by Chloris, the Greek goddess of flowers, but a lifeless body of a nymph, which she found one day in the clearing of the woods. She asked the help of Aphrodite to give her beauty, and Dionysus, the god of wine, added nectar to give her a sweet scent. And the three graces gave her charm, brightness, and joy. Then Zephyr, the west wind, blew away the clouds so that Apollo, the sun god, could shine down and make the flower bloom. And so the rose was born and immediately crowned the queen of flowers. It also states that Nebuchadnezzar used them to adorn his palace, and in Persia, where they were grown for perfume oil, roses were used to fill sultan's mattress. In Kashmir, Mongol empires cultivated beautiful rose gardens, and roses were strewn in the river to welcome them on their return home. Roses later became synonymous with the worst excesses of the Roman Empire. The peasants were reduced to growing roses instead of food crops to satisfy the demands of their rulers. However, according to Reverend Rose history page on the internet, the rose is said to be as old as civilization itself, when roses were known to be cultivated in China 5,000 years ago. It is believed that bushy or climbing roses grew wild long before Homo sapiens made their presence known. The Romans called the flower the blossom, the flower of Venus, and dedicated it to the goddess of love. Wild roses were not first appreciated for their appearance or fragrance, but rather for their taste or supposed curative powers. The roses were sweet to taste, and their hips, which were sources of vitamin C and are also used in preserves, were nourishing. Many gardeners take great pride in their rose bushes. Next, I share with you the ways to produce and care for a rose. It takes anywhere from 45 to 57 days to produce a rose in the greenhouse, depending on variety, the time of the year, and especially light conditions. A rose is grown 365 days a year and generally kept in production 5 to 7 years before being replaced. These roses, cycling on a 6 to 8 week basis, produce about 6 crops a year. Furthermore, roses grown in the U.S. and Canada provide an environmentally controlled climate. This means that during the dark winter months, it'll take longer to produce a rose. Proper care of roses can double or even triple the lives. According to Roses Incorporated, the International Association of Rose Growers, it is very important to remember that roses are always very thirsty. If your rose comes arranged in a sponge-like foam or other filler material, add water immediately but slowly to thoroughly saturate the filler. However, if your rose comes arranged loose in a box, keep them in a cool, dark place, but never in the freezer until they can be arranged. If your rose appears to need a little life, you can revive it by cutting the stem and laying the entire rose into a tub or sink of fairly warm water. After your rose revives in an hour or two, you can place it back into your arrangement. Another tip is to keep roses out of drafts and in a cool, dark place at night. No other flower is so universally known and admired as that of the rose, which brings us to the language of roses. For a romantic evening, to enhance the mood, or to bring a sparkle to a special occasion, a rose can be of help. A red rose symbolizes love, respect, and courage. To add, it is by far the most popular color and can deeply touch so many hearts. Dark pink roses are symbolic of thankfulness. Pale pink roses are symbolic of grace and joy. Yellow roses are symbolic of joy and friendship. Furthermore, these roses can convey a strong and intense message of joy and delightfulness. Coral or peach roses are symbolic of desire. This bud means love is anxiously budding. Red and white roses together symbolize unity or engagement. White roses symbolize secrecy. A rose in full bloom means I love you or I still love you. A thornless rose means love at first sight. And finally, a bouquet of roses in full bloom means gratitude. In conclusion, the rose may be just a flower, but it has many special meanings. I hope you've now learned more about the history of the rose, the ways to produce and care for a rose, and the language of rose. And remember, the next time you need a gift, keep the rose in mind, because it has many special meanings. And as Bishop Cox once said, flowers are words which even a babe may understand.
Take it.
Let it there.
Run through that red light.
Stop on red.
Gossip.
Don't gossip. Every day we struggle with decisions, but thanks to our conscience, we'll hopefully make the right ones.
Dumb Bunny by Kim Bradbury. Another day. School. Homework. Teachers. Plagues and diseases. I hate school. I hate morning. What was I going to wear today? Whoa, they never allow this little number in homeroom. Who cares?
Better not.
Excuse me?
Better not. It's pretty short.
I hate to be, nosy, but who the heck are you and what are you doing in my bedroom?
I'm Connie. I'm your conscience.
My what?
Your conscience. The little voice inside your head that reminds you of what's right.
Great. I try to get dressed in the morning, some weirdo drops in and tells me she's my conscience.
Mind America's Funniest Home Videos?
I hope not. You're in your underwear.
What? Get out of here!
The living room. I'm your conscience. I've been with you since the day you were born.
You've got to be pulling my leg.
No, that was the doctor. I'm the one who's kept you on the right track all these years.
You mean like the cartoons? Bing, and a little angel appears on Bugs Bunny's shoulder.
Yeah, that's the general idea.
But where's the other guy?
What?
The little devil that sits on the other shoulder.
Well, actually, Bugs Bunny had no bad conscience, but you don't need one of those.
What?
Look, we've been short of help lately, and frankly, being on your good side, it's just a part-time job.
What's that mean?
You don't listen, girl. That's why I had to come here in person. I mean, I've been talking to you for 17 years, and you haven't heard a word I've said. That's why they assigned me to play both parts.
I ain't that bad?
How about a test?
Huh?
Tammy Dillard.
That jerk.
See? What? See how you are?
It just slipped.
Don't you do a whole lot of slipping.
The Tammy Dillard loves all my secrets around school.
So stop telling her.
But she's my best friend. Okay, look. Are you going to stay with me all day?
Until we get you straightened out? Yes.
Oh, joy. Think I'll go back to bed.
No way.
Why not?
Because your conscience is telling you not to.
Figures. Well, might as well get this over with.
Hurry up, here comes the bus.
My earrings. I can't find my earrings.
Right there.
How'd you know?
Just let your conscience be your guide.
You're a scream, you know that?
Come on, April, the world is waiting.
Some world this is gonna be. Shoot, all the good seats are taken.
Sit with Wanda.
Are you nuts? Nobody sits with Wanda.
You should.
But
Go ahead.
if you need a job, why don't you try Walmart?
Well, go ahead. Talk to her.
Look, I already sat beside her. I don't have
Talk to her.
Hey, Wanda, how's it going? Better.
Just great.
Me? Well, I gotta tell you, Wanda, the rest of the day goes like this. I'm gonna be the happiest girl on the block. I'm seeing this. What? You lunch with me? Well, I kinda already promised. Well, I'd be happy to eat lunch with you, Wanda. We could share Twinkies. Must be out of my mind. Gosh, you're a neat person, Wanda.
You're improving by the minute.
I'm dying by the second.
Here's the school. Short trip.
Seems like only last year we got on. After you, Wanda, dear.
Look at her smile. You're the first person to talk to Wanda all year.
Wasn't my idea.
Come on, let's have some more fun.
over. There she is.
Wanda again?
No, Tammy Dillard.
Remember.
But not Tammy. She's the worst gossip.
Careful, April. This day's gonna be different. Remember?
I know. It's going to be longer. Oh, hi, Tammy. It's really great to see you. Well, yes, I know it's a surprise since we haven't spoken to each other.